So a few things, I promise I won't steal everything, but a few things I want to share. This is Carla Bisong. She is the owner of this amazing art gallery. But what really stood out to me, and I think the first time I met you, she was probably like, oh dear. Because I've been fangirling from afar because I love what she does. She owns this place. It is the only African American woman-owned commercial art gallery. This is Women in Business Week. It was very important to us that we make sure we honor that as well. And who better to speak for us than a woman in business who believes business. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to my new friend, Ms. Carla Bisong.
Thank you, Becky, for reaching out to me and communicating with me. You have such an amazing energy. Can anybody tell you no if I do? Honestly, I'm so happy that you all came. You're able to see the venue. If you're not familiar with this area, I know a lot of people have been in Houston a long time, but this is called the Historic Warehouse District area. And so this building was built in 1909, and so unfortunately sometimes in Houston, we tear down culture, we tear down history, and we put a parking lot or put a new condominium, which development is always great, but at the same time, it's this place I found 10 years ago. I've been here 10 years, and just the bones is amazing, the culture, the history behind it. So that's what made me want to be in this space as opposed to a shopping center or the mall. And so a little bit about me, my background. My brother and I are first generation college educated, great family, hard workers. My father worked for Chrysler in Detroit. We came here, I was a baby in the 80s, and they were saying work hard. That was always fundamental. My father's work hard, have integrity, be a person of your word. But they didn't know anything about business. They just said, work hard, save money. We don't know what you need to save, but save money. Which is great. So I took those fundamentals with me, pursued my education, had a business degree, studied finance. So who's gonna hire me now? Work for Merrill Lynch. I was very, very excited. And they also were very, people were, if you have the drive to work hard and you wanna learn, I love when people reach down to bring up really spirited hard workers. So I knew to be the first one there, the last one out as much as possible, and just keep showing. I want to learn. I love self-development. I love just knowledge, anything that I can. Great opportunities. Worked for Merrill Lynch Commodities for 7 years. It was co-trading, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. So I experienced at one desk and going through 3 companies. But I guess they liked me. I got laid off last of the last of the last. And so, unfortunate, a month later, Goldman Sachs called me up and I was like, you guys want me? Okay, great, I'll come. And I worked for Goldman Sachs for 6 years. I always loved art. Art was always my passion. I'm not an artist, but I love business and I love people. And so with my passion being art, I noticed there's a lot of artists that don't understand business. There's a lot of artists who are doing phenomenal things, extremely creative, but they need a business-minded person to guide them because they're entrepreneurs. They don't sometimes realize that it's your business, it's what you're creating, but you also have to sell it. You also have to find the buyers. And so I found my wheel of genius in saying, I want to stay in my lane, I want to continue in the business aspect, I want to continue to help artists. I know individuals who love art, don't understand art, and they want it in their homes and offices and businesses. So that was all that I knew. I know business, but I didn't even create a business plan starting the gallery. I kept my day job at Goldman Sachs down the street here on Main. Started the gallery and said, I'll do both, I'll figure it out. I don't know, we're just gonna go with it. Very transparent, told artists, I am now an art dealer and we're gonna open this space and I know people and I like people and I'm just gonna help get your art on the walls, wherever we can get your art on the walls. And they were like, hey, you have a better plan than we do, let's do it. they understood my passion, they understood my heart. I feel like when you really care, sometimes you can start not knowing everything, and people just know you're a good person and you're gonna try your best. And that was the beginning business plan of having a gallery 10 years ago. But as I said, I love education, I love learning. I love learning from others. So anyone who was in any business, I sat down, can I take you to coffee, can I take you to lunch? How does your industry work? How are you learning marketing? How are you learning sales? How are you being a great leader in the community? And I just felt what I wanted people to do for me. Now, 10 years later, I now go into universities and speak to the college students. I now go and speak to young Black, brown, women, minority students who have great meaning parents, but don't have really the guidance. They just, you know, you can only give what you have to give. And many of us had great parents, but they just didn't know what to teach us. And so sometimes you have to find your mentors anywhere that you can find them. So if just me being the only for-profit gallery, someone looking like me, I'm president of the Houston Art Gallery Association. And again, I truly will just say, I think it's my heart and my willing to want to help, wanting to guide, that even in those circles, I am one of the few that as women, under 50, and you know, just wanting to be in the arts. And so some of the murals you see around Houston are artists that I represent. JP Morgan Chase has artwork on their branch location in 3rd Ward. So that's the next level, is getting living artists in corporate art collections. Many corporate art collections have the greats, which is wonderful, the old world masters, but there are living artists today who would like to pay their bills. And so it's my goal to get those artists into those corporate collections.